So the next part, after removing the gearbox, I've decided to remove the rear suspension. So I've put the car up on 4 stands, and there's one that I've taken off. So the reason I've taken it off is, without videotaping it, is to learn how to do it. So I have got it up here on the bench. So they're all the components. And what I'll do now in bits and pieces is I will show you how I remove this half from the car. So there's the one that's missing, and here's the one we're going to take out. It's not that difficult, but the bolts and the nuts, and especially on this car, haven't been out for quite some time, so they're very rusted in. And they take a lot of work, but I will step it through. But this bolt here we're going to take out, and there's another one just up the back there. You'll see there's a handbrake cable and the brake line and the shocker, and that's really all that's holding all that in. So I'll get organised and I'll do the next bit. First step is to remove the hubcap. And once you remove that, you will see that there's 4 wheel studs to take the wheel off. And we need to take the wheel off because we need to be able to reach in there and get the rest of the bolts. So I will get myself organised and get these ones off. So I've loosened the wheel bolts. I'll just get them off. That's the wheel. I've just realised that there's a little locating lug on the drum, and it locates on the rim there, so it only goes on one way. I didn't know that. Okay, so we've got that bit off. Now on the other side I actually took all this apart so I can learn how it all went together, but I think on this one I'm just going to take the top of the shocker out, the nut up there. I'm going to take this bolt over here out, and the one on the opposite side. I'm just going to take the whole unit out and then work on that at a later date. So I'll get myself ready again. So the handbrake cable, which is this here, I'm going to have to disconnect it there. So there's a little split pin, and then that just will lift out. And then at the back here, I'm going to have to undo these 2 nuts, bring this one to the front here, and then slide that back and take it out. And then that'll be disconnected, and then I've got to find the top of the shocker and work on these bolts over here. So as you can see, that one there, I've sprayed it with WD-40, and I'm going to let it soak for a bit before I attempt to undo it. So I've taken the handbrake cable off, and I have also removed the nut off this bolt here and started to pull it out. And I'll just come around the other side. And I've also taken that nut off there. So now I'll go inside the car and I'll show you where the shocker is located. So that's the shocker there. So I've just got to take that nut off the top, and then that shocker can pull through. So I've taken the bolts out and the top of the shocker out. So this should in theory, come out. So that's the bolts that are in it. Okay. And there we go. What I have discovered is a lot of these washers, I think they've been used as shims. So I'll have to learn all about that and work out why there's so many. But anyway, that is the rear suspension out.